WrestleMania 15 with the tagline, The Raging Climax. You know, for what to say about this pay-per-view, it was decent. There were some good matches, but probably, in my opinion, not as good as WrestleMania 14. But the main event was great, and a few others were. But let's just start off. For our first match, well, we had the Sunday Night Heat match. Back in the day when we had that, but we don't anymore. We just my headset. I'm using my headset now, so everybody can hear me better, I hope. Well, we had the Sunday Night Heat matchup, Jacqueline, along with Terry Runnels against Ivory with D'Lo Browns. So that was very quick, only a minute and 23. Then we had the 21-man Battle Royal to determine the number one contenders for the WWF Tag Team Championship later tonight on the pay-per-view. So we had a bunch of them in here. We had Rocco Rock, Johnny Grunge, Viscera, Goldberg ripoff, Animal, 8-Ball, Skull, Hawk, Scott Taylor, Farouk, Tiger Ali Singh, yeah, I think that's it, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, Midian, Brian Christopher, Steve Blackman, Bradshaw, The Godfather, and Droz. And the winners of it were Test and D'Lo Brown, an unlikely tag team, But let's just begin with our opening match, the first match of the night, and that is a triple threat hardcore match for the WWF Hardcore Championship. First time ever at WrestleMania where a hardcore title is defended for the very first match of the night. And this wound up being, in my opinion, a little bit, not really a shocker, but just not the right person who I thought was going to win the hardcore title. It wound up being Hardcore Holly. So he pretty much got booed by the fans, I know, and he winds up being the new hardcore champion, and there you are. And that moves us to our tag team match with the tag team of Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. Really didn't last a while. It did for a little bit, along with Deborah, aka Stone Cold's ex-wife, taking on the unlikely tag team D'Lo Brown and Test, along with Ivory. But this is pretty much quick. It was only 35 seconds. It was only 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 57. Yeah, not really a great match because, they weren't even getting along well. Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett retain, and there you are. But as for the opening match, the hardcore title, it was alright, Just, the one from last year had a better opening match than this one. And now for the first time ever at WrestleMania, we have, again, first time ever, a Brawl for All match, which is a match between Butterbean, or Eric Esch, a professional boxer, taking on Bart Gunn. First time ever at WrestleMania where we have a boxing match. This one, it was not all that great. It was very, very quick. It was only 35 seconds just because Bart Gunn just immediately got knocked out just like that from Butterbean. Well, first time he went down, and he got back up like at the count of 6 or 7. And they have like a few people there that are like guests or whatever. And and it's also the last time, unfortunately, where we see Gorilla Monsoon on there, where he was there as like a guest judge or anything like that. I'm not sure. And unfortunately, he had passed away as well. So anyway, now for the match, after Bart Gunn went down like that, then he gets back up, and he goes for a punch on Butterbean, but he takes his right hand, just smacks him right across the face, and knocks him down immediately, and that's the end of it. But it's funny because Jerry the King Lawler, who knew that was the end of it, and Michael Cole's just like, that's it, it's over, and Jerry Lawler says, goodbye, because he was just immediately knocked out. He was done. This is funny, this is the way he said it. He was it's like, goodbye. So Butterbean just celebrates, and here comes like the San Diego Chicken, who also appears and he gets an uppercut from the guest referee, whatever his name is, like Vinny, I don't know. And also, this was held, I forgot to mention, again at the First Union Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah. With an attendance of 20,276 people, which was more than WrestleMania 14 as well. Anyway, that just moves us on to the next one. Following that very quick match, we have Mankind taking on Paul White, or aka The Big Show, in this match to determine who will be the special guest referee for the main event. Let's see. You know, Mankind took a lot of hits in this one. First of all, he got pushed by the Big Show and fell over the ring steps and landed like on the back of his head. You know, he was all right. But then later, he goes with a mandible claw on Paul White, or the Big Show, and then he picks him up and he throws him down onto the ring, and he lands right on top of Mankind. And Michael Cole was just doing commentary and going like, and when that happens, he's just like, "Oh my!" And Jerry Lawler says, "Beautiful." I mean, that was just quite a hit when a 500-pound guy lands on you like that. I mean, But later on, the Big Show gets 2 steel chairs and puts him in the ring where the referee Earl Hebner's telling him not to do it, and he choke slams Mankind right through the chairs, and that's an immediate disqualification, and Mankind is the winner. But Vince McMahon, who is not thrilled with it, comes out to confront him and starts yelling in his face, and the Big Show is just about to choke slam him, but puts him down, much to the crowd's delight, and it says to him again that he's Vince McMahon and all that, and he slaps him in the face, and Big Show just smacks him in the face, in the head, and just knocks him out, and that's it, and gets a big reaction from the crowd. And there you go. So after that happens, and Vince McMahon tells him to call the police and arrest the Big Show for what he did. Yeah. Well, that just moves us to the next one, or the 7th match of the night, which is the Four Corners elimination match for the WWF Intercontinental Championship. The champion, the Road Dogg, Jesse James or whatever, defending his title against Val Venus, Goldust, along with the Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock, who I believe is not related to Ken Shamrock. Yeah, Kefebe, also known as Fake. Her real name is Alicia Webb. I just had to make sure it was right because I know she was not related to him. So anyway, the Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock and Ken Shamrock, the other competitor. You know, and again, it's just a storyline, not his real sister. Goldust and Ken, no, not him. Val Venus and Ken Shamrock, I believe, get eliminated from being counted out. So now it's down to Goldust and the Road Dogg, and the Road Dogg is like a power slam on Goldust and gets the win 1-2-3. You know, kind of a strange ending, you know, to win like that. I thought he would go for like his move he does, the pump handle dropper slam, anything like that, and he didn't. So the Road Dogg retains his title. Not really a bad match, just a little bit of a strange ending, I guess. Now we move on to the next one, which is a battle between Kane and Triple H. Chyna, who was also in this, between these two, Kane like threw a fireball in her face and winds up carrying her away, and then Triple H gets like revenge on Kane by hitting him with a fire blast or whatever. So Kane makes his entrance, but Triple H comes out of the crowd and gives him a low blow. And later in the match, Chyna comes in and wants to like hit Triple H with the chair, but instead she turns on Kane and hits him with the chair, and that disqualifies Triple H immediately. But he doesn't care and just gives Kane the pedigree on the chair and celebrates with Chyna, and that turns Chyna face as well, and a big reaction from the crowd as well. You know, it was just an alright match. But now we just move on to this match. Now this one was just, yeah, this one was pretty much worse than the Kane and Triple H match. probably in my opinion the worst of the night, and that is Sable defending her women's championship against the challenger Tori, not Tori Wilson, Tori, who we knew as Kane's kayfabe girlfriend in it. She's no longer with wrestling. She's like a yoga girl or something like that, and she also had like a little fake relationship with Xpac. Yeah. Anyway, so Sable just got like a mixed reaction because she was like the person who was like involved with Hollywood or anything like that, or they were just tired of her winning or whatever. So, well, pretty much both of them got no reaction. Sable just got like cheers and boos when I'll get to the ending in just a sec. But Tori, I think, got nothing. Then we saw the debut of this big, huge woman, like Nicole Bass or something like that, whatever her name was, if I can see what the name was. Yeah, and just did like a gorilla press slam on her, and then Sable puts the Sable bomb on her and gets the win 1-2-3, and that's it. Yeah, this match was definitely not one of the best of the night. I don't even know why it was on the card, but there you go. And it was only 4 minutes. Next match, we had more. I think they had more matches on here than the other one. Anyway, next one is Shane McMahon defending his European Championship against Xpac. And also, Shane has Test in his corner as well. You know, this match was just pretty much an ass-kicking because Xpac just pretty much owned the match. Shane McMahon didn't really do anything that much. You know, he's not really known for being a wrestler, but he does wrestle. But just, he was pretty much doing nothing again. So I'm just reading something on my phone. So anyway, near like the ending, Xpac is like almost getting the finisher, but then here come like the I believe the Mean Street Posse that are also interfering as well, I think, or they may not be in it. Yeah, Chessa, who tried to interfere as well, and he got the Bronco Buster. Then here come Triple H and China as well. Xpac gets the X Factor onto Shane McMahon, but the referee is not paying attention. But Triple H comes into the ring and turns heel on Xpac and gives him the pedigree and gives Shane McMahon the win. And that turns Triple H heel for the first time since 1997, I believe. And that, or 98 or whatever. So he winds up retaining his title. And here come like the New Age Outlaws to save him, but they're getting manhandled. And then here comes Kane again, which turns him face again after that. And they just clear the ring, and that's the end of that. Arm position. So that just moves us on to the next one. Not the main event yet. We still have another one. That is the Hell in the Cell match between the Big Boss Man and The Undertaker. The Undertaker was pretty much a tweener in this, kind of a face and a heel, but he pretty much was a face in this one. He was feuding with Vince McMahon's corporation. He had, like, you know, all the things he'd done, like sending messages to Vince McMahon and stuff. So that set up the match between him and the Big Boss Man and the Hell in a Cell. The Undertaker made a really good entrance, I have to admit, because I liked the way his attire was and Paul Bearer was with him. I liked the theme song he was using as well. You know, them chants that he was saying as well and a few others. And cement. And so the match begins, and Undertaker also was bleeding in this match. Like he took a shot or something, and the Big Boss Man attempted to handcuff him to the cell, but the Undertaker falls down, and the cuff on him like breaks, and Undertaker just gets the win and still remains undefeated at WrestleMania by giving the Boss Man the tombstone and the win 1-2-3. Then after that, he looks up to above. And here come three people down from the ceiling, which are the Brood, Gangrel, and Edge and Christian. And they have a noose with them, you know, a rope. And they send him down to the Undertaker, and he puts it around the Boss Man's neck. and they leave, and the cell is being lifted up, and he is hanging the boss man from the cell. And I think this was rated TV 14, or I think it may have been, but just seeing him do that, that was kind of eerie a little bit, a little bit too graphic, but it may have been fake or whatever. He may have had something he was wearing or something. I'm not sure exactly, but just seeing him hanging like that was a little bit eerie for some children, maybe, but it wasn't all that bad. It was still a pretty good match. And finally, that just leads us to the main event. But before the main event begins, they introduce a special guest referee. It's supposed to be Mick Foley, but he is supposed to be in the hospital or something with injuries. So, Vince McMahon just makes himself the special guest referee, but Shawn Michaels, along with referee, I think it's Earl Hebner, or whoever it is, appears and just says that, I think it's just says it's going to be, I forgot to also announce that. And also the person announcing the main event along with Jerry the King Lawler will be good old JR Jim Ross. But Shawn Michaels appears and just says to him that it's going to be a different referee or whatever. So The Rock makes his entrance, and he pretty much gets a mixed reaction from the crowd. He got a pretty good amount of cheers as well. I don't know exactly, but I know he did. Then Austin makes his entrance, and both of these superstars actually got pretty good responses. But Austin, I think, got a little bit more cheers than him. But it was a very good match, too. The first time ever we see these two feud against each other. First time ever. And first time ever in a main event at WrestleMania, I mean. And again, it was definitely pretty good. It was a good match, and near like the end, the referee winds up getting knocked out, so Mick Foley winds up returning, and Austin gets a stunner on The Rock, and Mick Foley makes the count 1, 2, 3, and much to Vince McMahon's delight, and he is just not happy at all. But that's the end of that. There you go. Now, I know that this one was pretty much not as good as WrestleMania 14. The second one here that I'm reading, the critical response, Canadian Online Explorers Professional Wrestling section gave the entire event 5 out of 10 stars. The Rock and Stone Cold for the championship was 8 out of 10. They said the Hell in a Cell was 5 out of 10. Match between Shane and Xpac was 7 out of 10. I disagree with that. But the Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker and Big Boss Man, I give that really a 7. Yeah, so that's just their opinion. And the Women's Championship, yeah, they get that 1 out of 10. But out of a 10 for this one, I am unfortunately going to have to give this a 6. Like I said, it was not the best like WrestleMania 14. It wasn't as good as that. It wasn't even as good as WrestleMania 13. But, just the main event was good. The Hell in a Cell was, but the Sable and Tori match, I almost said Tori Wilson, that match pretty much killed it. The Shane McMahon and X-Pac match, I think, did as well, just because Shane McMahon didn't really do that much. That's just my opinion. And Kane and Triple H, which is all right, and Road Dogg taking his title, which was all right. But there you go. That's my review of WrestleMania 15, and I hope you all enjoyed. So please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will be back with my WrestleMania 2000 review. Stay tuned.